Hoskins, and she'll be assisted by Sister Maya Selberg, and we'll be covering the information in 1 Peter, the 2nd chapter, verse 11, and 1 John, the 2nd chapter, verses 15 through 17. And the thought for this is why true Christians consider themselves to be aliens and temporary residents in the New World. And her setting is talking to a young sister before the meeting.
Hey Maya, what's got you down? I'm not used to seeing you without a smile.
Well, I went shopping with Mom today for some new school clothes, and she won't let me get anything that looks good. She says the popular styles are too worldly. I'm going to look so different from everybody at school. They'll think I'm from another planet.
Hey, that's great. Did you know that as Christians we should want to look like aliens?
What?
Well, that's right. It says so right in the Bible.
You're going to have to show me that.
Okay. But first, let's talk about what it means to be an alien. When you use that word, what does it mean to you?
Well, an alien is somebody from a different planet.
That is how that word is commonly used. But since the Bible doesn't talk about people from other planets or life on other planets, how do you suppose the Bible uses that word?
I'm not sure.
Well, the word alien is primarily used in a political way. When it refers to someone who's a citizen of one country, but then they move to another country, but they don't become a citizen of that new country. Then they're considered aliens because they maintain their loyalty to the government where they originally came from, where they are citizens. Now, some people do want to become citizens of that new country, and so they go through the process of learning the laws, they learn the language of that new country, and most important, they vow to be loyal to that new government. And then also, they may learn to act, talk, and dress like the people in that new country. How do you suppose they would do that?
Well, I think they're trying to blend in, so they don't stand out as different.
Exactly. So now keep that idea in mind about this political definition of what an alien is as we read what Peter said at 1 Peter 2:11. Okay, let's go to 1 Peter 2:11, and I'm going to read just the very beginning part of that verse. Notice how Peter addresses his brothers. He says, "Beloved, I exhort you as aliens and temporary residents." So Maya, what did Peter call his brothers?
He called them aliens and temporary residents.
Yes. So in what sense are Christians aliens? Well, in another verse in the Bible, the Apostle Paul said that the citizenship of anointed Christians exists in heaven. So in a sense, that's true of all Christians, not only of the anointed. Whether we hope to rule in heaven or whether we're looking forward to living here on earth under the rulership of that heavenly government, we view ourselves as citizens of God's heavenly kingdom government by Jesus. So think about the ways that's true for us today. Since Satan is the invisible ruler behind all the human governments, do true Christians today pledge or vow allegiance to any human governments?
No, we are loyal to God's heavenly kingdom.
Right. So it's as if we're living as political aliens and temporary residents in lands ruled by Satan, maintaining neutrality in the affairs of human governments, keeping ourselves loyal to the heavenly messianic kingdom.
Well, that makes sense as far as politics, but what has that got to do with what I wear?
Oh, that's an excellent question. Now, since Satan is the real ruler of the world, who do you think influences the way people in general talk, act, and dress?
Satan does.
Right. Now let's review what the Apostle John said about loving the things and the attitudes of the world and see how important it is to avoid them. If we flip over to 1 John chapter 2, I'm going to look at a couple of verses there that talk about that. That's 1 John 2, and I'm going to read 15 through 17. He said there, "Do not be loving either the world or the things in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Because everything in the world, the desire of the flesh and the desire of the eyes and the showy display of one's means of life, does not originate with the Father, but originates with the world. Furthermore, the world is passing away, and so is its desire, that he that does the will of God remains forever." So think about what you said before. When people move to a new country and they really want to be a part to these verses, Satan's world is soon going to be destroyed, along with its desires and attitudes that are associated with it. So Maya, that's why your parents are so careful about the clothes you choose. They just don't want you to blend in with a world that Jehovah's soon going to destroy. So what about you? What do you want your speech, behavior, and dress to say about your citizenship?
Well, when Jehovah destroys this world, I want him to see that I'm no part of it at all. I can see now that my parents are really showing their love for me. Thanks for helping me see that.
Well, you're welcome, and I'm glad to see your smile back. That's what makes you beautiful.